wave of anguish whipped through her, and she began crying again. "Oh, Con, I can't do this any more. I can't." "Can't do what?" Weeping females had always scared the hell out of him, and this time was no exception. Connor often felt he'd rather have faced down an entire squad of commando killers, real ones with real bullets, than have to comfort a sobbing woman. "Kiera, whatever it is, I'll make it right. I'll buy you a new glass. Hell, I'll buy you a whole new set." "It's not the glass." Although, of course, it was, partly, because it had been a birthday present from Peggy. Her voice was muffled against his fine linen shirt. "Connor, please don't hate me." "For being clumsy in the kitchen?" Baffled, he tried to make a joke out of it. "Well, the wedding is off, of course, but I won't sue you for it." She shot up so fast she nearly clipped his chin with her forehead. "That's not funny." Anger was definitely better than sorrow. He felt a cool wash of relief as her moss-green eyes sparkled with a budding fury. "Then suppose you tell me what's the matter," he suggested in a crisp tone, instead of resorting to feminine hysterics. "Hysterics!" That launched her right off the bar stool. "You blithering idiot! You have no idea!" The hot, electric pressure of his mouth cut off her feverish words, like a samurai's razor-sharp blade. Kiera was absolutely sure, in that first stunned moment, that every single one of her bones was melting like wax. And then she wasn't capable of thinking at all, as exquisite pleasure erupted through her nerve endings, and her brain simply dissolved. "Now then, you were saying?" His warm breath was feather-light against her cheek. "I was?" She was reeling with shock. Something about my being a blithering idiot." He kissed her again, and this time it was a gentle caress that was somehow even more devastating. "You are?" Helplessly she fought to regain her balance. Why was the room tilting at such a strange angle? Then she felt the plush softness of her couch, and her eyes snapped open with a different kind of shock. "Too bloody right you are!" Furiously she shoved his hands away and struggled to sit up. "Don't you even try it, Conor Fitzpatrick. I'm no meek girl who sit home waiting while you gad all about the world with your fancy friends." Kiera's snappy impudence amused him, so instead of responding in anger, he sat back and let her rake trembling fingers through her tousled hair. "What if I asked you to gad about with me?" That brought back the first panic, and a fresh bout of tears. "Don't even joke about something like that. You don't know me. God help me, Con. You don't know me at all." "Liam does." A sudden undercurrent of frustration darkened his lyrical voice. "Why don't you tell me what he knows about you that makes him watch you like a bloody hawk?" Kiera paled and shrank away from him again. "Oh, Con, no." "He saw something, felt something in you when he shook your hand." It had been gnawing at him for nearly 2 long months, and he was damn tired of being excluded from the secret. "I know you're gifted," he admitted that much, "but there's more, isn't there? Something neither of you wants me to know." She hadn't expected a confrontation here and now. Maybe, after all, it would have been less agonizing to have Liam interrogating her. At least then she wouldn't feel like her heart was splintering into tiny little shards, just like the crystal glass, lying in glittery fragments on her breakfast bar. "You'd hate me if you knew." Her rejoinder was whisper-soft and laced with pain. "Why don't you just tell me, and let me be the judge?" Frustration had him pacing angrily across the room. "If it's money you're after, or some kind of prenuptial agreement." "What?" That idea was so ludicrous, she almost burst out laughing. "No, why would I want that? You don't want to get married any more than I do." "Playing the field?" Scowling, he spun around and glared at her. "Funny, I didn't think you were the type. Who's my competition, then?" "A 12-year-old girl." Exasperation made her snap out the reply before common sense could bite back the words. "And before you start thinking something totally wicked or perverted, she's my niece, and she's in danger. I can't make any kind of commitment to anyone else until I know she's safe." That stopped him dead in his tracks. "What kind of danger?" "That's none of your business." The colour drained from her cheeks as she realized how very nearly she'd blurted out the truth. "Oh, so my life is an open book, but I'm not good enough to share in your troubles." His caustic retort sliced deep into her heart. She swore she could actually feel the knife gashing into her aching chest. "I can't involve anyone else, Conor. Don't you see? This isn't about you. It's about keeping her safe. If I go back, or if anyone does who has a connection to me, he'll kill her." "Who?" Conor clamped a tight lid on his churning emotions, and bent down to grip Kiera's icy hands in his. He'd never seen her this distraught before, and it scared him more than he liked to admit. "It's better you don't know." She tried to tug her hands free, and when that didn't work, helpless tears began to trickle down her pale cheeks again. "Please, Con, don't do this to me. You can't be involved. It's desperately important." "I'm already involved." It was only when he saw the quick panic on her face that he realized the deeper implication of his own words. "I am involved, aren't I?" Everything inside him seemed to freeze. "How, Kiera? Why me specifically?" This time it was his words that were whisper soft, and then, hard on the heels of his first realization, "You've been afraid of this from the very first moment I saw you. What the hell don't you want me to know?" Her lips were trembling, but desperation gave her the resolve to meet his fierce gaze again. "This isn't some movie script where everything comes out all right in the end. And if you go charging in like some comic book hero, you'll only endanger her life." "Who?" In the end, it was easier than she thought it would be. "Melissa Delaney, Peggy's daughter."